Today we're meeting with John Leontaritis. He's the president of Global Motorcars here in Houston, Texas. How you doing today, John?
I'm wonderful. How are you, sir?
Doing great. First of all, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to meet with us and be a role model for kids.
It's my absolute pleasure. Anything I can do to help is what I expect. I believe is expected of me as a young entrepreneur.
Great. Well, John, I'm very impressed with you, I have to say. You actually run one of the largest luxury car dealerships in the country. How did that come to be?
Well, actually, it's kind of a interesting story. You know, I had always had a passion for vehicles, even when I was a kid in high school, and I got the fortunate pleasure of staying here in Houston and going to U of H. So as I was going through college, I used to sell a few cars to my friends and take them to various car dealerships that my friends owned, and I kind of got immersed in the business. And when I graduated from U of H in 2000 with a finance degree, I kind of took it upon myself to buy my first car and sell it on the internet, and kind of started with one vehicle and built it up from there. And soon enough, I didn't have enough space in my house where I was living to do that, and my neighbors were getting upset at me, so I rented a little spot with a trailer park, you know, a little double wide trailer with a lot, and hired a couple of my friends, and it went from there.
Really? Well, that's amazing for you to build a business of this magnitude. Was that, you say, you're always your passion as a kid?
Absolutely. I mean, I was fascinated by cars. You know, most young kids, you know, like to play with cars, but for me, it was more of an obsession. You know, I couldn't help myself, and as like I said, not just only as a young child, but as a young adolescent, I was very intrigued by it. I liked the way the pre-owned car market worked, and you know what you were able to buy versus how much it cost, and you know, it was intriguing to me, and I saw it as an opportunity to make money at a young age. And once, like I said, once I did the important thing, which is finish my schooling, I went full steam into it, and so I've been doing it roughly about 11 years now.
Tell us about the first car that you bought and made a profit on.
Actually, the first car I made a profit on was mine. I was very young. I was 21 years old when I decided to venture out on this, and you know, all I had was the vehicle that I had actually that my family had given to me as a graduation gift. It was a 2000 BMW M5, a very nice car actually. And I went to my father, asked him for a loan in order for me to start being able to buy and sell cars, and he wasn't too thrilled about his son getting in the car business. He's an engineer, and he says, "I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll give you the title to your car." So that's what he did, and I put it on eBay, and I sold it to a gentleman in Massachusetts in about 3 days. So I had to list all the pictures myself, list everything online, load everything, and it took about an hour for me to get it done, and I ended up selling the car in 3 days, and he wired me the money, and I sent him the title in the car, and you know, I think I sold it for around 78 grand back then, and I used that money to go buy 4 smaller, cheaper cars, and started with that and listed them on the internet myself, and you know, kind of started making money here and there. I also then started going to the auction, you know, learning some of the things of what cars were worth, and so obviously, you know, like I said, the first one I turned a profit on was mine. That was the capital I used to start buying and selling cars.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Very glad that you took time to do that. Just curious about a couple of things. I noticed that you have just this gigantic warehouse full of cars here.
We like to call it showroom.
Okay.
Showroom.
A showroom full of cars, excuse me. And you know, there's everything in there from Rolls Royce to Mercedes to you name it. Can you tell us a little bit how you decided on your selection of cars?
Yes. What happens is that the success of a pre-owned car dealership, obviously with new cars, that's all pre-dedicated by the manufacturer. But in luxury pre-owned, it's all about the type of inventory that you hold. Here at Global, we like to pride ourselves on the fact that we have a very broad range of vehicles. We sell cars, you know, as low as $25,000, and we sell vehicles as high as $500,000. It's not so much on the dollar amount of the car, it's more on the uniqueness of the automobile itself. We don't like to have 7 of the same automobile sitting here. We like to have various colors, and we like to have something, you know, some spice to the vehicle itself. And that helps us be unique in the marketplace so that people can't necessarily price us against other dealers. Also, it attracts a certain type of customer that's anxious to buy because of the rarity of the type of vehicle that it is.
Well, as one of your customers, I have to say you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
If you had to leave a message for the next generation about what it takes to be successful, what would that message be?
You know, honestly, that is very easy for me to say. It's perseverance. You know, everybody goes through ups and downs in life, and I would challenge anyone that knows someone that's been successful at whatever age, young, middle-aged, old, it doesn't matter, to talk to them. And that person would tell them, as I would, even in my young age, that I've gone through major ups and downs in the last 10 years of being in this business, in the last 6 years of owning the store. Never to get your head down, because as bad as things are at whatever low point, as long as you keep forward and you stay confident and you stay true to your convictions, you'll come out the other end. As bad as it may seem at that given moment is how good it will seem 4 months, a year down the road, when you look back and say, man, look what I was able to get past. And then the next obstacle that comes before you, you'll say, well, look what I was able to get past last time. I can get past this. So not to get discouraged, because obstacles are not a rarity. They're the normal in life. And that's what distinguishes someone who is successful and someone who is not. I grew up very poor. I came from Chicago. You know, my family were immigrants. I mean, my bed was the couch. We lived in a two-room apartment for most of my life. So it's not about what you have. It's what you can create by being persevering and looking forward to the future.
Well, again, John, thank you for your time, for sharing this information, because I believe a lot of people will be able to benefit from this.
My
and
pleasure.
Again, thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much, and if there's anything else I can do in the future, you please let me know.